How many days after my period can I get pregnant? In this video today, we are going to answer the question, how many days can you take to get pregnant again after you have seen your periods? How many days can you take to get pregnant again after you have seen your periods? If you see your periods today, how many days are you going to take to get pregnant? In this video today, we are going to answer this question. And remember, this is Gerard Massa, the health educator. It's the best pregnancy channel. We talk about pregnancy. We answer all your questions in regards to pregnancy. Have me answer all your questions down below in the comments. And please remember to like and share our video for new updates, for new videos we put out every day. We are going to talk about how many days it takes you to get pregnant after this message. Thanks a lot, my friend, for keeping around. We are talking about how many days it takes you to be pregnant again. But before we proceed to our main topic for today, we are going to first of all memorize or try to remind ourselves of the reproductive system of a woman, how it looks like. This is basically a half of the image of the reproductive system, but ideally what you see this side is also supposed to be this side, but we've taken one side just to get a clear view of what we are talking about here. So when we look at this diagram, you realize that the whole of this is your womb. The whole of this is the uterus. It has several layers, but briefly it has an outer layer. This is known as the perimetria, the outer lining, the outer muscle which is covering your womb, and then this big thick muscle is what we call the myometrium, and then the inner one is what we call the endometrium. Endo means inside, myo means muscle. So specifically on this wall, that is where implantation takes place. That's where our fertilized egg comes a long way, and then it attaches in here, and then it does what we call implantation. It implants here. So briefly, before we answer the question, how many days can you take to get pregnant after seeing your periods, we shall remember that we have these small follicles, also known as egg cells, which mature and then they are released. When they are released, what remains behind normally is an empty shell, also known as a corpus luteal cyst. We are not interested in the corpus luteal cyst, although in some women this empty shell goes on and it actually forms a cyst known as an ovarian cyst. But today we are not talking about ovarian cysts. We are talking about how many days it takes for a woman to get pregnant after seeing her periods. And we are reminding ourselves of the whole process of ovulation. We need to understand the process of ovulation, and then we shall understand how many days it takes you to be pregnant. If we do not get this information first of all, then we may not understand how many days it takes you to be pregnant, or how many days are your safe days or your danger days. Gerard Massa, the health educator, is the name of the channel. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel so that you will be the first to watch all our videos we put out every day, we release every day about women's health. You learn everything about ovulation, about pregnancy from our channel. I'm really so happy to talk to you, my friend, to have you watching this video, and I hope by the end of this lesson you would have learned something about ovulation, about pregnancy, and about menstruation. So when this egg is released, it comes in here. This finger-like area is known as the fimbria, and it's basically where the egg remains for the 12 to 24 hours, by which we presume that when you have been with your partner and their sperms have come in here after having sex, all these sperms swim through this whole length of the fallopian tube by means of some projectile hair-like structures which are located in here. Although in this diagram they are not there, but they are called cilia. They tend to do what we call sweeping. They sweep the sperms, and you can see them in here. The blue sperms, the blue color is basically showing the sperms, but they normally are very many, so we've just picked out a few just to drive the point home. When these sperms come, they basically come in and then they fertilize the egg, and then after fertilization, the egg goes through division. It divides beginning with one, and then it divides into two, into very many, and basically this whole division, when it is forming this round-like structure, is what we call the morula, but we shall not go into the details. What we need to understand is that when the egg is released, it comes in here, waits for 12 to 24 hours, it is fertilized, and then it moves the whole length, and then it attaches itself onto your endometrium, or your inner lining of your uterus. So when it attaches itself on the inner lining of the uterus, we need to understand that the release of this egg normally happens on the 14th day from the first day you saw your periods. Ovulation or the release of your egg happens on the 14th day from the first day you saw your periods. So having known that this happens on the 14th day, we shall now answer our question: how many days does it take you to get pregnant after you have seen your periods? How many days after my period can I get pregnant? This is the question that has been asked by many of our viewers, and we are answering this question today. We've taken this month of August as an example, but you might be watching this video later on in future, but still this is just basically an example. You can take any month of any year. This works. The most important thing we need to understand is that this method works very well when your cycle is a regular cycle. When we talk about regular cycles, these are cycles which normally last for 28 days. Any menstrual cycle that is running within 28 days, that is regular. If it is more than 28 days, then normally there are issues. If it is less than 28 days, then normally there are issues. So that's what we call basically irregular menstrual cycles. But a regular cycle should be at least 28 days or even 29 days. It's okay, but when it's more than that and it's going to 35, 33 or even 25, 17 days, then we say that is irregular. And when we are talking about irregular menstrual cycles, there are many causes for irregular menstrual cycles. Basically, the two hormones known as the follicle stimulating hormone and the luteinizing hormone, abbreviated as FSH and LH, if they are not balancing normally, we end up with irregular menstrual cycles, although there are many other causes for irregular cycles. But today, we are not talking about irregular menstrual cycles. We are talking about how many days does it take you when you see your periods. So, to answer our question very fast, we shall pick any day of this month. We can actually pick the 11th day, and then basically we said that you started seeing your periods on the 11th day. This is an example, but even it could be this day 3rd, it could be Saturday 1st. But we are taking an example of you started seeing your periods on the 11th day. You want to understand how many days after you've seen your periods will you be able to get pregnant. So basically we are saying that the 11th day is the first day you've seen your periods. What we need to understand is that from the first day specifically, you have to count 14 days from the first day you saw your periods, and we shall say that from day 11th, which is our day 1, or the first day you've seen your periods, we shall say day 1, day 2, 3, 4, day 5, day 6, day 7, day 8, day 9, day 10, day 11, day 12, day 13, and day 14. So your day of ovulation, or the day when you are releasing the egg that is really mature is on 24th. To increase your chances of getting pregnant, if you are really looking at getting pregnant, then it means on this date and the first day before you see this date, and even more 2 days in front after you've seen this date. Basically, this is what we call your fertile window. So when we are on the day of ovulation, which is the 24th, and then specifically we have to count 3 days back, we say 1, 2, 3. So we get our ovulation date, which is 24th. We just have to take 3 steps backwards and 3 steps in front. We come back to our day of ovulation, and then we shall say 1, 2, 3. So basically, backwards we've gone 3 days, meaning that from 21st up to 23rd up to 24th specifically, this is basically under the days of ovulation. So meaning that from here 1, 2, 3, basically here you are in your danger days. We can actually even add these 2 days just to be on the safer side. So meaning that when you see your periods on the 11th day, just count the days beginning from the first day you saw your periods, and we shall say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Basically, you can stop here because these remaining days, it means the egg will be actually going into its luteal phase, or it will be entering its ovulation. Sorry about that. The egg will be entering the ovulation, or it will be entering your fertile days. So normally, when you see your periods, the day you are most likely to get pregnant is on 24th. But to answer the question, how many days does it take you to get pregnant after you've seen your periods? Specifically, they are normally 5 days to 6 days. We count from here, come up to around here, or even up to here. These days you are entering into your fertile days. The remaining days are basically you are in your safe days. So day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, and day 6. Basically, it takes you 5 to 6 days for you to get pregnant. But remember, this calendar method may not work for you if your cycle is irregular, or if at all you miss your periods, and if you have an irregular cycle, then you might have to supplement on this method with other methods. For example, you could also opt for condoms. You could also talk to your doctor, who will advise on some other family planning method. In this video, we've answered the question, how many days does it take you to get pregnant after you've seen your periods? And we have said that normally, basing on a 28-day cycle or in a 28-day menstrual cycle, it's normally 5 to 6 days. These are the days basically you are actually supposed to take before you get pregnant. Remember to support our work so that we can put out more videos for you, so that we can reach more people with this message, so that many of our women in the world can get this information. You can support our work. This is my PayPal email. We can work together to see that we reach more people. Subscribe for new videos we put out every day. When you subscribe, you will be the first to get the new videos we put out. May God bless and protect us all. And remember to ask me all your questions on my WhatsApp. It is +256 701 797876. My WhatsApp is +256 701 7978 and 76. Remember to read the description for details about this video, and remember to have yourself a fantastic and healthy day, and see you in my next video. Bye bye. Thank you, my friend, for attending today's lesson. I hope you have learned something, and please, if you have any questions in regards to what we've just discussed, leave your questions in the comments. Ask me your questions. I will answer all your questions. On this channel, Gerard Massa, the Health Educator, I talk about women's health. Have yourself a fantastic and healthy day, and may God bless us all. Bye bye.